Hello, Mr. Reese. What are you doing with my tribbles? Oh, what are you doing with my tribbles? Oh, what are you doing? Oh. What are you doing with the tribbles? Trouble with the tribbles? You're gonna hump it? Oh no. What are you doing? Okay, no more tribbles. Yep, there you go. Playing with the tribbles. Oh, you made him squeak. Oh, I think he's like totally interacting with him. Oh my god. Hello, Reese. Say hi to Nana. Nana in Sugarland. Hello. Hello. Look at what he's doing. What are you doing, Reese? Oh boy. I don't know what you're doing. Oh wow. Oh, there you go again with Pinky. What are you doing, Mr. Reese? Oh! What are you doing, Mr. Reese?
Rated R.
It's a rated R. Here in the Wild Kingdom, Mr. Reese. In the Tribble, just like the turtles in Austin Zoo. Hello. Welcome to Candid Travels Texas. You just saw Reese getting frisky with Tribbles from the original Star Trek. We're at September 20th, 2019. It's the annual Fantastic Fest is in its second day. We may or may not go. Check out if you're interested in that, go to Fantastic Fest 10th anniversary. We had a really great 1-hour episode with all kinds of really cool genre movies there. Check that out on our channel. Anyway, it is currently 90 degrees in the shade outside and 79 degrees indoor. I have the air conditioning set at this rate. I can make it lower if I like. And of course, the forecast is going to rain. Now, yesterday in South Texas, Sugarland, where my folks are, they had flooding. So I was able to tell them to go where they needed to go so they'd be safe. So anyway, yeah, that was Reese getting frisky with Tribbles. All right, so today I'm going to share something with you that I'm going to call the structured distilled water tactic, which is an incredible tactic that you can consider. Now, I would definitely advise you to clear it with your licensed physician of your country, but ultimately you have to make your decision of whether or not you're going to do this to improve your tactical life skills, combat skills, longevity, strength, endurance, and all that kind of good stuff. Okay? I'm going to be relaying the information to you now. Once again, welcome to Candid Travels Texas. Okay, so I'm going to be relaying to you all at the ATX ITAC family and the Candid Travels Texas and Candid Travels family what I call the structured distilled water tactic that you can use. Okay. So basically, what is structured water? Structured water is different from H2O, which it's water, but it's H2O3. Okay, 2 molecules of hydrogen instead of 1 molecule of oxygen. It's H2O3. Many people believe that. So basically what you have when you're dealing with a structured water situation is, I don't know if you've ever tried washing your hands, it was dirty or greasy, and then you're just constantly washing it, and the water just seems to be slickery on top of your hands, right? And you can't get it off, right? Okay, well, that is H2O, which is regular water, what you get through the tap, whatever if you live in a city, it's municipal water. Okay. Now, H2O2 exists only in 4 primary forms, okay? One is through rain. When the rain falls down from the sky, that's structured water, okay? 2, it exists in minerals. It dissolves minerals. So the rain comes from the ground, it's H2O3, and that's why it can cause erosion and dissolve rocks and things like that, and it takes the inorganic minerals from the ground, the rock, the soil, and breaks it down so the plants can take up that and then make organic minerals, which we consume through plants, animals, etc. Animals and humans, right? So what you have is an H2O3. That's one. It's the rain. That's on this planet. This is basically how we're going to have it, right? So the second source would be it will exist inside of fruits and vegetables. The liquid inside fruits and vegetables is considered structured water. Okay? Fruits and vegetables and plants and trees and such. The H2O3 is in there. And then the third existence is inside human bodily fluids. It would be in your urine, in your blood, amniotic fluid, which is urine, okay? And animals and humans, the liquids in there. Now, the fourth way of getting structured water is this. Okay, here you go. You can get it, hopefully, this is what we use when we're drilling for oil, when we are fixing cars. In the old days, making coffee out of your coffee maker, you were told to use distilled water so that you're not going to have that sediment all over your, I don't know if people do that anymore, when you drink a Coca-Cola, most of the time, any products that are out there are made by distilled or structured water, H2O3. Okay, so what's the tactic? All right. You've heard, I'm sure, of people who have talked about urine therapy, which means when they're ill or whatever, they drink urine and they get well. It's an ancient practice by the yogis of India. Ancient Shaolin Kung Fu masters drink their own urine and recirculate their own urine. Now, in the West, we are having aversion to that because of cultural conditioning. Now, here's the interesting thing. People don't realize this, but amniotic fluid, breast milk, sperm, all those things are made out of this, distilled water. Now, the amniotic fluid, when a fetus is formed, for the first 3 months, they are living inside an amniotic sac, the fetus, of the mother's urine. And they just call it amniotic fluid. It's the same material that's in the bladder. By the 6 months, all of the urine inside the amniotic fluid has become that of the fetus. So every human being, along with animals, are living inside of what we call structured water. Now, this is just this particular bottle is, now how do they make distilled water? They basically boil it, it becomes steam, and they collect the steam. So this one is from this one's from Fort Worth. So it's bottled by using Fort Worth municipal water, steam distillation. It says here steam distillation. So you want to do is make sure it's steam distillation. So a lot of people in the Asian community, their traditional Asian culture, they use a lot of steaming using rice cookers, those rice steamers. And the reason why I think that a lot of Asian people seem to like age a lot more gracefully. I'm not talking about the ones that live in the West and they eat like Westerners, like you and I do, generally. But the ones that they steam everything. They steam their rice, they steam their vegetables, and so forth. The reason why when they steam the foods, it disinfects things. That's one, and two, they are consuming. So one of the primary ingredients in urine therapy is that over 90% of that urine or amniotic fluid is actually distilled water. So what does distilled water do that regular H2O does not do? It's chemically neutral. And so what it does is it will grab anything that's inorganic, all right, and flush it out. So, for example, for a plant out there, this is the oldest tree in the city of Austin. The government's protecting it. Okay, it's 256 years old. When the rain comes out of the sky, which you have very little, it is distilled water. It's H2O3. It's this water. And it's flying down from the sky. And it's going to go into the ground, into the rocks, and break up the inorganic minerals, calcium, magnesium, whatever, and then feed it to the roots of this tree and cause it to grow. And it's been here for over 256 years in my front lawn. Okay, now the interesting thing is this. Humans, then, we cannot eat rock, right? So one of the biggest problems in gynecological care today is women are told to take calcium supplements. Many of these calcium supplements are made from rock, from inorganic calcium. That is the difference between that and the calcium in your bones, which is organic calcium. You got to get organic calcium through other means. So that's why we've been having an epidemic, one of many, many reasons why women who are healthy, who drink a lot of spring water and take, their bones are thinning as they hit menopause, right? So they're taking calcium tablets. And these calcium tablets that are prescribed are not made of organic calcium. It's made out of inorganic calcium, and it coats their arterial walls, and they die from premature heart disease. A lot of times it happens like that. So anyway, that is because they are using organic. I hope you guys get me on this because it's kind of an interesting topic. So I am going to share with you a he's not a doctor as far as I know, and he is an artist and an independent scientific researcher. His name is Andrew, Andrew. Middle name is Norton, Norton, Weber, Webber. Two B's. Andrew Norton Weber, not Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is the composer of musicals of, I think, all kinds of things, like, I don't know, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Cats, I think, did he do Cats? Andrew Lloyd Webber, he did, what's that one, Phantom of the Opera, I think, okay, not Andrew Lloyd, Andrew Norton Weber, okay, he's that artist. He does an excellent job of explaining to lay people about the usage of distilled water. Now, most of the medical community will probably say distilled water will leach minerals out of your body. Now, that is not untrue, but what it does is, because I'm an ND with an N, neutral doctor, right? Not a medical doctor, which is an allopath. I'm a naturopath, as well as a doctor of divinity. So I've been trained and have experience with this, and so when you are confusing an inorganic mineral with an organic mineral, there are going to be problems. Okay, so what you want to do is you have to understand when it leaches inorganic minerals that you shouldn't have in your body anyway. So Andrew Norton Weber is a big proponent of drinking distilled water all the time, from what I understand. But anyway, you can look at his stuff. He's still not been taken off YouTube or anything like that. So in the old days, ancient days, many cities that were civilized purified their water through distillation. Those communities tended to live longer. Now we are in right now we are in Central Texas, and as you know, I love just lounging in this awesome fun room. You know, I call this the Star Wars room. I got lightsabers here, but it's also a Star Trek room, and you know, I love both. Okay, just being honest with you, I love both. In fact, there's a new series with Captain Picard coming back out. So my wife Allison loves Captain Picard and says I look like him. Well, I might be able to play his son. Anyway, just a joke. It'd be hilarious if I played a younger version of him and whatever. You never know, right? It's just something to entertain. But anyway, so we have distilled water out of those 4 sources. Okay, so check out Andrew Norton Weber. So what I do is I will do distilled water for pretty much everything. I cook with it. Now there are times that I haven't been able to do it, and that's okay. And after a while, if I start feeling funky, and then I will go back to using distilled water. So once again, we have to make an understanding that this structured water will basically clean everything out of you. And just remember, basic anatomy from first year medical school, a lot for MDs. NDs learn anatomy as well, but so that part is kind of the same. You have to know human and animal anatomy, right? So, but if you think clearly about just basic anatomy, the human and animal bodies, animal bodies, human and animals, 100% of the blood cleaning happens in the liver. So the liver is that area is the only area that takes out the impurities that are in your blood from whatever you eat, whatever you take in, radiation, anything. Then that is excreted in solid and sometimes liquid form when you have diarrhea through your colon, through your butthole, your bunghole. All right, that is where the wastes go. And we are symbiotic with the plants. This awesome tree, he's great. Because he needs my poop because it has inorganic, toxic minerals to grow. Then he makes oxygen. He also needs my out breath, which is carbon dioxide. Okay? I need him to make oxygen, right? I need this guy to make oxygen for me. And so, when I drink distilled water, what happens is I pull out more of the inorganic minerals, the things that will kill me, the things that will cause me to age, out of me. And then I will excrete it. Hopefully the sewage, the fertilizer goes into the ground, not my urine. Urine is different. Urine, based on anatomy, is filtration of, it's called it's a blood filtrate. It's a plasma, the clear part of the blood that contains distilled water, mostly 90+% distilled water, hormones. It's case specific to me. You know, I'm male, so it's testosterone, and so everyone. There's Bible verses that Jesus talks about. Out of my innermost being flows rivers of living water. Distilled water is the living water. Okay? That actually is the true fountain of youth. I am 51 years old. I have been using and drinking distilled water on and off since I was 13 years old. Okay, I've been able to overcome some serious illnesses. I survived so far. So, obviously God's in control of everything. But there are clues inside the Bible. In Proverbs, it says, drink from your own cistern, right? So the fountain of youth is not literally out there somewhere. It's distilled water. So one of if I have to get bottled water, what I normally do is I would reach for a Smart Water. Because if you remember, in the Smart Water, who do you see in the Smart Water bottle? Hello, James and Diana, the goldfish. Now, what I do is I pour distilled water, 100% distilled water, into this bowl. Now, there's extra oxygen, so I don't need a fish pump or anything like that. And I have Snail there to clean up the poo. He sometimes eats the stuff from the poo. I don't understand that one yet, so I'm not a zoologist. So if I have to use bottled water, I don't have distilled water, I will use Smart Water. Now, Smart Water is not the best because it's similar to spring water. The minerals that they add in there are most likely inorganic. But the spring water is not structured. It's H2O mixed with inorganic material, okay, that is intended for trees and plants, not for humans. So, if you make the decision to switch to distilled water and you have a lot of toxins in there, you may experience some detoxing effects. But your life, your mind, your body, if you have extra fat or if you're too thin, you will regulate. If a person is over fat, they will get less fat. If a person is too small, too thin for their frame, they will fill in. Okay, so if you drink the distilled water, it will purify your body. Okay, it's a detox method. Many yoga. My friend, her name is Janine. She's a famous actress, and I don't think I'm not gonna say her last name because she may not want people to know. But anyway, she's a yoga instructor. She's a yogi. Now, I am a tactical combat instructor, and that's slightly different. I teach martial arts. I'm a tactical combat consultant and a martial arts grandmaster. So that's different. What she is, she's a pretty advanced yoga instructor, and she is beautiful. She's my age. I mean, she's actually a year older than I am. I think 52, but she actually looks physically like she's in her 20s, her body. And as a yoga instructor, there's a practice that they do in high-level yoga is they recirculate their vital fluids by drinking their own urine. And that's why you'll see a lot of yogis that live very, very long lives, over 100 years old. It's true in the Hawaiian kahuna tradition too. The big kahuna, Kahuna Omaka, the number one kahuna, drinks his own urine. That's what myth tells us, right? So Janine, beautiful Janine, she's from Miami, Florida area originally, and she lives in Hollywood now, but she does understand about recirculating the vital fluids and drinking her urine, and it keeps her strong, it keeps her youthful. No, body, there's no flabby or nothing. It's amazing, she looks great. So that is because it's structured water. Urine is structured water. Okay, so another thing I wanted to point out is it's common knowledge that we're currently in Central Texas. Now, Central Texas is an area called a blue zone. Okay, not political blue, but blue as in medical blue, which means there's a highest number of people who live to over 100 years old, okay, and are still functional. Do you get it? It's freaking amazing. Meaning they're 100 years old, but they don't look 100 years old. They're still functional. I introduced Allison because she's not from this area. She's from Southern California, which is not a blue zone. Okay, it's not really a blue zone. There's some parts of it, but it's not primarily. There's not that many centenarians, people who live over 100 years old, male and female, who are functional. And one of the reasons that my hypothesis is that here in Central Texas, different from other parts of Texas, is traditionally this area drank Central Texas rainwater. Rainwater. Rainwater is H2O3 distilled. Whereas other parts of Texas, they don't have as many centenarians, okay? Because they may drink well water, they may drink not just well water, but like even like the spring water, Barton Springs. Okay, spring water is fantastic. You can bathe in it and all that, but I wouldn't swallow it. So like I have once again started when I brush my teeth. Okay, I only brush my teeth with distilled water. When I got lazy, I would brush my teeth in the shower, using municipal water and then spray. I've decided not to do that anymore. And I've started doing that just like a day or two ago, and I feel amazingly great. So, I know this went on for a little bit, but honestly, this is so important. It is one of the most crucial factors. It's all over the textbooks. If you look in ancient Hindu writings, ancient Shaolin, from what I have studied, they don't drink structured water, but they do drink rainwater. I mean, the wisdom of the ages is to drink the water from the sky. I know people say that, you have chemtrails and all this in the sky, but here's the cool thing about rainwater. In ancient cultures, primitive cultures always knew, when it first starts raining, you don't drink that water. Just let it rain for a little bit. Just for a few moments, then you drink the water after that, because all that stuff in the sky is right. But let's say they're putting chemtrails in there. Still, it's better because H2O3 will leach onto toxins, things that are not good for animals, and it'll flush it out. So even if you're drinking the rainwater, it'll go in and out of you through your butt. All the impurities will go out anyway. So the best, honestly, if you ask a yogi master like Janine, is that just drink your own urine. Because urine is actually more sterile. Urine is what's inside it's the human and animal vital fluid. But it's made up of distilled water. The bottle, there might be some other stuff in it that's not 100% awesome. But it's still distilled. So even if you get it in there, it'll come right out. Okay? So this is such an important bedrock of ATX ITAC, this collective system that I have offered to people. And so once again, if you have any questions, if you have any prayer requests, send them to drliualohaliu@gmail.com. And please, we do this for no charge. This is a free public service to everyone, and you take it as you can use it based upon how you decide. But we just ask, please give us a thumbs up, please subscribe, and share the information. And contact us for any questions. Like, subscribe, and share, and thank you. And that will be a blessing to you, to us, to everyone. All right? So thanks again for today's Candid Travels Texas with Reese, getting frisky with the Tribbles, which is a little bit, and this awesome tactic of distilled, structured H2O3. So anyway, today I had greasy stuff on my hand, and all I had to do was pour a little bit of this on my hand without any soap. It's clean. The slippery gone. Oh, by the way, one last thing. Structured or distilled water will go inside your cell to clean it, the cell membrane. It'll go into your skin to hydrate it. Regular water will just stay on the surface. Okay? So drink it. If you have enough, bathe with it. All right? Thanks again. Until next time, God willing. Woo! Hey, guy, how you doing?